Right, let's get to it, man. Arsenal 2, Brentford 1, and I am very, very satisfied with that performance yesterday. The reason why I'm satisfied with the performance yesterday, the reason why I was happy with the win, because we showed that when it's not all fluid and free-flowing and we're not battering and steamrolling teams 5 and 6-0 or whatever the score may be, we can find a different gear to our game. We can find a different way of mixing it up and adapting to what's in front of us. Brentford were a very physical, very aggressive team. They took the game to us. They were direct. They was aggressive. They was good in the press. It was an uncomfortable day for us, man. Like, we had to deal with a different brand of football where a team was just like basically putting long balls up to Ivan Toney and he will knock it down to Wissa, and yeah, he'd run onto it and then he causes all types of problems. I mean, Brentford play with a front two. They're one of the only teams in the Premier League to play with a front two, and I feel like that's going to hold them in good stead in their fight for survival in the Premier League. But yeah, it was a tough game yesterday, man. We were faced with a lot. They've got a lot of quality play. They've got a lot of quality in that team, and I feel like their back four done well, considering that they got all their back four missing. Yeah, they have a lot of injuries right now, man. They're missing key players. So yeah, there was it's games like that. It's teams like that you have to win against at home in this part of the season if we're going to have any chance of winning the title. Brentford are capable of taking points off anyone. They played Manchester City the other day away at the Etihad, and that was a tough game for Man City, and they just about nicked it. So we kind of knew what we was in for. I mean, they done a double over Man City last year. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was happy with that performance, man. When it's not all free flowing, when the game's not open, when we're not doing what we're doing to teams in the minute, it's good that we can find another way to win a game. And listen, whether it was 6-0, whether it was 1-0 with an own goal that they scored that won us the game, I don't care really, because all I wanted was the 3 points. It's not even so much about the result. It's the score. It's about the result, and all I want is wins from now on, man. Because if we're going to keep the pressure up on Manchester City and Liverpool, who are playing today, then we need to win those kind of games that we won yesterday. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Some great performances in there. I thought Ben White with his 2 assists. I think Ben White is probably the most underrated player in the league at the minute. I think from the moment he's joined Arsenal, he's been very consistent. He's hardly ever had a bad game. Popped up with 2 assists this season. He started the season a bit slower than usual, but I think he was carrying a hip injury from what I understand. But that seems to be sorted now, and he's back to his attacking best. He's actually playing in the inverted role, and I think that's benefiting him. And also benefiting Saka as well. Because one of the reasons why people were saying that Saka's not on as good a form as he was in the last year is because the influence of Ben White and the link-up with him and Ben White wasn't there at the start of the season. And that had a lot to do with Zinchenko being absent, because Zinchenko was the guy that was playing the inverted role. And because he wasn't there, because obviously when we got 2 fullbacks, when we were playing the inverted system, only one of the fullbacks can play the inverted role, and the other makes up the back 3 when off the ball. And because Zinchenko wasn't there for large parts of, he hasn't really been there for a lot of the season, Ben White had to basically sit back and defend, like basically just concentrate on defending as opposed to getting forward and linking up with Saka and overlapping and doing what they were doing last season. So that was missing for the start of the season. But now that he's playing the inverted role, he can actually link up with Saka that way. So it's almost like they can kind of like interchange their positions, and Ben White is able to go on the overlap now, and it's able to create more space for Saka, and it's able to bamboozle defenders in a way. And then yeah, man, he obviously he's a quality player, so he got 2 perfect. So he hit 2 near perfect crosses, and yeah, landed on the head of both Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. Declan Rice again, another guy. I mean, 100 million. It seems like an absolute steal at the minute, man. I think we need to give West Ham at least another 50 if we end up winning the big trophies this season. Yeah, he's been phenomenal, man. And what I like about him, he's added an extra facet to his game as well. He's also adding goals. That's 6 goals and 5 assists he's got now this season. This is his best ever in the Premier League. So yeah, he's not just a defensive midfielder anymore, man. He's a 6, he's an 8. He's even looked like a 10 at some points his past couple of games actually. So yeah, credit to Arteta, man. I think I read something. It was an interview with Ben White earlier this week, and he said if you want to play in Arteta's team, you have to basically be good at 3 different positions and be strong technically. So I think that's what we're seeing with Declan Rice at the minute. He's improved his versatility. Like, yeah, he's added another facet to his game. He's now what you call a versatile player. Whereas before he was just traditionally just a number 6 and maybe a number 8. But now he's even added a number 10 role to his game. So yeah, well done to Declan Rice, man. Kai Havertz. You know what? Kai Havertz, I wouldn't say he's becoming a clutch player because he's always had that clutch moment in him. I mean, you can just ask Chelsea fans. I mean, Champions League final when he he's running through and goal against Manchester City and takes it around Edison, and there you have it. They win the cup. He's a clutch player, man. He's gotten quite a few important goals for us this year, man. I mean, he scored the winner against Brentford at their ground. He scored the goal that made it. I think it was like the equalising goal against Luton that kind of got us back into the game. It was because we was 3-2 down at that point. And he scored the goal to make it 3-3, and then Declan Rice went and scored. So yeah, between him and Declan Rice, they've had clutch moments this year, man. And that's not. Remember, we never had both players last year, so that was what we were kind of missing last year. These guys that can pop up in the moments that are needed. Who knows what needs to be done at that particular moment in time, and getting us goals to help us win games. I mean, Kai Havertz has 4 goals. That's 4 games running now he scored. So he's got 4 and 4. He's on form in a minute, I can't lie. And again, yesterday popped up. Big goal. Won us the game. Crucial in the title race. Like I said, it reminds me of that... I think I might have said it in another... I don't know if I said it in another video or what. But it reminded me of a game that Manchester United had in their... I think it was the 06-07 season. And I think they played Fulham away and it was a tough game. It was 1-1 until 1-1. Until that stoppage time when Ronaldo gets the winner. And that was like around about this time in their title race. And a lot of United fans says that was their most important win in the running. Because it's games like that where it could go either way, where it's tough. Where you really need to win. And if you win those games, it says a lot about your team and its character. Because Brentford are no pushovers, man. They've got Ivan Toney there. One of the best players in the Premier League at the minute. Visser, good player. Thomas Frank, good manager. You know what I mean? So... yeah, man, like I said, this is why I learned more from yesterday than I have in the previous other games, man. And it's looking good at the minute, but now we've got to focus on Porto. We got to overcome that deficit, that very annoying deficit. But yeah, I'm confident that we're going to beat them. And I actually think we have to literally just blow them away, man. It could be... And it's not only that, we've got to be sensible as well because, remember, they've got a goal and they don't need to win. Like, you saw like what Brentford's tactics were during the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brentford were good. They were, like, aggressive. They were direct. They were good in the press. They took the game to us. They showed no fear because, obviously, they've seen how we've been destroying teams lately. And they obviously thought, nah, you're not doing none of that. We're going to be tight and we're gonna try to be dangerous ourselves. But there was a lot of dark arts. There was a lot of time wasting. There was a lot of, like, you know what I mean? So we're going to see that. We're going to see a lot of that on Tuesday. So, yeah, that's not going to be an easy game for us. So, yeah, we just got to make sure we do the business. I think if we turn up and we play to our best, I feel like we would have no problem like winning that game 3 or maybe even 4-1. But I'm not getting too carried away. But, yeah, we've got to focus on that first. So, on to Tuesday. Yeah, and we can listen. I don't know about anyone else, but I can sense like we're near something. I can sense something's going to happen this season. And whether it's the Premier League or Champions League or hopefully both, I see something special in this season, man. I really do. Yeah, we just got to remain focused, got to remain calm. I think we've learned from our mistakes last year. This is a new team, a better team, a more experienced team. Yeah, we've got a bit about us this year, man. Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Loving what I'm seeing. It's 8 wins in a row now. 8 wins in a row. What's that, 32, 33 goals in 8 games? Yeah, it's looking good, man. And then we can now focus on Porto, and then we've got 3 weeks off until we face Man City, and I feel like, yeah, I'm confident with that as well, man. I feel like we're going to get, we can go to the Etihad and get something. I don't think we're going to get beaten, personally. I don't. I look at the way we're playing and I look at the way Manchester City are playing and I feel like we have nothing to fear, really, at all. in any way, shape or form. And that's that. Anyway, hope you liked this video. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in a bit, man. See ya.